The second race of the UCI City Mountainbike World Cup competition brings us to Volterra, Italy. Modern sport in an historical setting, great to watch, and for the riders, a superb experience.
Oh, Volterra, it's such a beautiful city. I really like the atmosphere here. I mean, how great is it to have like a World Cup? It's such a nice centrum. I really like that.
The race and the courses and everything looks good. It's a little bit different than Columbus, with small or narrow streets and a really tough climb at the end. And, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm super tired. Actually, yesterday I ride the German Championships in Kirchstarten and I won. So I could start at 10:30 p.m. to arrive here. So I slept in the car, but I'm okay and I'm happy to be here.
It's crazy to ride this jersey, but I was a little bit sick since the beginning of the week, and yes, I just try to do my best today and take pleasure.
Compared to the first race in Columbus, United States, we see much more competitors. 33 men and 11 women appear at the start, and they all get ready to give it all and to aim for victory. In the States, it was Flying Dutchman Jeroen van Eck who was unbeatable, and in the women's category it was the Norwegian Ingrid Bo Jacobsen who was unstoppable. In Volterra, however, it's a new race, conditions are different, and we will have to wait for the qualifications and trials to find out who is in shape for race 2 of the season. In the narrow and sometimes steep streets of Volterra, French rider Lorenzo Senes and Hugo Briata feel like fish in the water. They finished this time trial on 1 and 2. Belgian rider Bittebier finishes within 2 seconds, but overall in the top 10, differences are minimal. It's gonna be close racing today. Let's have a quick look at the top 10.
Oh ben, le tour chrono s'est bien passé, j'ai fait le deuxième meilleur temps. Bon, ça met de bon augure pour la suite. Je suis assez fier, ouais, et ça va être une course très difficile aujourd'hui avec la chaleur et le parcours qui est très physique.
I'm very happy with my time trial. I have the third time, so I have a good feeling, so let's hope for the rest.
I was pretty good. It was very technical in the first part and very physical at the last climb. And I think this is the point where the race is going to be very difficult.
And Oberparleiter is the fastest woman.
Le parcours
It's a very nice track, but you really need a lot of leg power, so it will be the strongest who will win.
La plus forte qui gagnera et voilà.
Last 32 and we have 8 heats. It is soon Briata who takes the lead and the others fight for second place. What a race, and Briata is outstanding. Briata and Widen will qualify for the next phase. Briata with the fingers in his nose. Second heat and Scacciaferro takes a bullet start. We have an attack of Prudek, the Czech rider. But also Kavalik overtakes the Italian. It'll finally be the Czech duo that split the prize and qualify for the next phase. Best start for Swedish Edvin Roth in Heat 3. Taking the lead, he will not give away any more. Hansen seems to be heading for second place. Fernandez, surprisingly, only third. But then in the downhill part, Hansen makes a fall, and it's Fernandez now second. So the Spanish rider finishing second after Edvin Roth. In Heat 4, we have world champion Pere Gagné kicks off as the fastest of this group. He's competing 3 Italian riders, and they give him a very hard time. As soon as he knows that he qualifies for the next round, he lets victory to Trabalza. Lorenzo Ceres is the big favorite in Heat 5. He takes the best start and will not give his leading position away anymore in this race. Ferrario seems to be the only one that can keep up Ceres' pace, but in these very narrow streets, it is very dangerous, and behind every corner something can happen. Ask Ferrario. He makes a fall, and it's Segatori taking profit of that situation, finishing second behind Ceres. Ceres 1, Segatori 2. Another French rider taking an immediate lead in Heat 6, and the big favorite in this heat is of course Simon Gegenheimer. Gegenheimer, we are missing him already. He made a fall and tries to catch up with the leader. The leader is Simon Rogier, and Tranninger coming back. The Austrian heading for Simon Rogier. Simon Gegenheimer pushing it to the limit, trying to catch up, but it's an impossible task.
Start was okay, I was second, feel quite okay, and then in the third corner or something I crashed. The back wheel slipped away, and yeah, I was fourth. I came back to third and close to the first two, but I couldn't change it. I think we cannot count this one because I was really tired, and I'm looking forward to the next race.
Tranninger and Roger 1 and 2. Last but one heat, and it's Jay Bittebier aiming for victory and qualification, the Belgian rider. He can easily keep his leading position in this race, and it's the Italian Vasone who keeps off Anton Alstom. Alstom, who did very well in the United States, but here he's not strong enough to beat the Italian Vasone. But victory in this heat is a Belgian victory. It is for Jay Bittebier. As expected, it is the final climb that is a problem for Anton Alstom. So Bittebier and Vasone to the next round. 1 to go. And first race winner on American soil, Van Eck is again the best starter. Only Cherry can hardly keep up. The other two are close racing. But it's crystal clear that Van Eck is in big shape. And also Frue has the best cards in hand to qualify for the next round. Pretty tough, the handshake at the finish line, Van Eck and Frue. First quarterfinals with Prudek, Widen, we have Kavalik, and finally, of course, Briata. 2 Czech riders, 1 Swedish and 1 French. Another great start of Briata. And only Widen can keep his slipstream. Prudek is not too far away. And Kavalik has already lost the pace. Briata all alone, going solo. What an athlete. John Widen has to push to the bottom of his power to keep his second place. Those three fighting, and Widen finally qualifying. Second quarterfinals with Fernandez for Spain, Trabalza for Italy, Pereganier for France and Lind for Sweden. And it's Lind shooting away faster than his French opponent. Great move of Fernandez, slipping into second, the world champion in trouble. Position 1, 2 and 3 still unchanged as we head to the finish line. But watch out for Pereganier, the world champion. Has a great final jump, and Fernandez, he cracks. It is Lind and Perrin heading for the semis. Here they are, 1 and 2.
me he quedado en cuartos de
I made it to the
final.
quarterfinals.
Sabía que estaba
I knew it would be hard
difícil
to
hoy
qualify
pasar
for the
y
next
así ha
heats.
sido. No me he encontrado
I didn't feel as strong
bien del
as
todo
in the other
en
races.
otras ocasiones y bueno, en el último
I got overtaken in the final meters, which is a pity that I couldn't perform better. I'll make sure to recover well for the next World Cups. To be continued.
A recuperarnos y para la próxima.
Heat number 3, and we have Segatori, Tranninger, Rogier, and Ceres. Ceres almost as if he explodes. What a start! Rogier in second position. First hill, and Rogier in trouble. Segatori moving forward to second. Ceres looking backwards, what a gap. It's Tranninger now in second position. The second round, and positions stay unchanged. Now Segatori with an intermediate sprint. Uphill, Tranninger seems to be frozen. What an explosion. Ceres and Segatori qualify for the semis. Fazone, Fruet, Van Eyck and Pittibeer. They will fight for the final 2 semi-final spots. Van Eyck takes the best start. Pittibeer is nearby, as are the other 2. Van Eyck and Pittibeer keep on going. The pace is fast. Who will qualify? Those 2 are gone, so it seems. Feeling good, and Van Eyck still in the lead. Will they qualify? So it seems almost sure. Van Eyck still leading. Pittibeer, can he hold his second position? The others are coming nearer. Van Eyck and finally Pittibeer. Yes, 1 and 2. Ladies' time, and the first semi with Turobosh for Poland, Bo Jacobsen for Norway, Popova for Ukraine, and Oberparleiter for Italy. The best start is for Bo Jacobsen. Oberparleiter is second. Popova seems to be lost. Jacobsen and Oberparleiter fighting an interesting battle. Anna Oberparleiter heading in first position now, looking for victory. Quite a gap between her and Bo Jacobsen, but Bo Jacobsen is very experienced, has a lot of power in the legs and the butt. But Jacobsen's experience is the determinating factor. She wins the semi. They both qualify for the final.
It's the climb that decides everything. You just have to keep up with the others and see how it goes.
Holmegard, Borelli, Rangve and Closure. They will fight for the 2 final places left. And it's a French party with Closure leading, Borelli just behind. Holmegard is trying, but without conviction. Closure seems the fresher and the stronger. She takes an easy win in this semi. Borelli finishing second.
Et le deuxième tour, la bosse,
The
elle
second uphill
piquait
was
vraiment
a
les
little bit
jambes.
tricky, but
Après,
finally it
j'espère que ça
ended all well.
va aller bien pour la finale et voilà.
Viden, Perrin-Gagné, Lind, and Briata. 4 riders and only 2 qualify for the big final. Another Briata bullet start. Perrin-Gagné is second, Lind third, Viden fourth. Briata has it all under control. Easy turn, smooth moves, what an athlete. Perrin-Gagné pushing everything out of his body. But Briata is just too fast, is just too strong. He is the best. Enjoying the ride with his fellow countrymen. These two dominate the race. They control. It's a piece of cake for both riders. They save energy for the final. And in the meantime, enjoy the scenery. This is Volterra, ladies and gentlemen. Tuscany. The other two riders just aren't in the picture. 1 and 2.
Half final, it was a bit harder with Titouan, but I'm very happy to be with him at the final. And it's gonna be a hard race because there is a very big start list, but I hope it's gonna be okay.
Segatori, Van Eyck, Bitterbier, and Ceres. 4 riders, the same challenge, qualifying for the final. Ceres is fast. It looks as if he has turbo legs and the others don't. Van Eyck second, Bitterbier third, Segatori fourth. Ceres still in the lead. Van Eyck second, trying to keep up. In the distance, we see Thomas Segatori. Bitterbier has disappeared. Two leaders in control. It's a copy-paste of the first semi-final. 2 riders in control, 2 riders dominating, and the other 2, well, they are part of the scene. Ceres and Van Eyck heading for the finish line. They qualify for the big final later today. One and 2. Thanks, guys.
Je pense que
It's gonna be a
finale,
tough final,
va être
but
très dur
with
avec les 3
3
Français
French
et
riders,
ça va
it's
être
gonna be
super.
fun. The women's final then in Volterra with Borelli, Jacobsen, we have Clausure, and we have Oberparleiter. It is Clausure with the fastest reaction after the starting shot. Bo Jacobsen second, Borelli third, Oberparleiter only fourth. We see a difference in style. When we go uphill, Clausure light-footed, the Norwegian is the power girl. Borelli and Oberparleiter battling for third place. Halfway, and Bo Jacobsen has taken the lead. Oberparleiter is catching up and chasing Clausure's wheel. Borelli is not completely beaten yet. The Norwegian keeps her powerful pace. She doesn't lose power. Also uphill, the best of these 4. And she's heading for her second win of this season, finishing first before Clausure, Oberparleiter and Borelli.
So I was in the lead onto the final lap, and from there on it was like just keeping it steady downhill, don't make any mistakes, and then it was just all out up the final hill. And it's hard, but it was a lot of fun, and it was definitely worth it when you finish as a first across the finish line. It was amazing.
Elle était vraiment, vraiment
She was
impressionnante dans la
very,
dernière
very
montée.
impressive, especially on that
Elle a
last
une de ses
uphill part.
puissances incroyables.
It was
Donc,
incredible.
je suis vraiment contente de faire 2.
I am
Après,
happy with my
forcément,
second place.
Quand on vient sur une coupe
When
du
you
monde,
come to
on espère
this
toujours
race,
gagner.
you
Donc,
come for a win.
donc voilà, je suis pas déçue.
I'm not
Je suis vraiment contente
disappointed.
de ma place,
And,
de ma forme.
bravo
et bravo
for Ingrid.
à Ingrid.
The men's final to conclude at this amazing venue with Van Eyck, the actual leader. We have Pere Gagné, world champion rotor bike, Lorenzo Ceres and Hugo Briata, 1 Dutchman and 3 French riders. Briata takes a jump start, followed by Ceres, and Peregagné. Van Eck is only fourth. And then big drama. Chain break for Briata. Game over for him. Ceres leading now. Peregagné keeping up. And Van Eck giving it all. This is a fantastic race. What a final. That is what we've been waiting for. And Briata running. Van Eck attacking, moving to second. And Briata step biking now. Ceres still ahead. Van Eck second. Peregagné third. Can the Dutchman do something? Final part of this final. And the positions seem decisive. Ceres heading for victory. Behind him, the battle for second place is very tense. Peregagné still third. Ceres in the lead. And heading for the finishing line now. Ceres. Van Eck. But Peregagné, a jump attack, comes to second position. Van Eck third. We see happiness and deception. But what an heroic race this was. With the French riders dominating. But let's listen to Briata's story.
It's very difficult, and the half of the lap, just before the big climb, I pushed the trigger and my chain broke. It's a race, but it's very sad because I was in front of the race, and I know I was able to be a winner today. So. I'm gonna train again, and for the next World Cup I'm gonna be back. I'm happy and disappointed. Happy because I start the World Cup season with my best result of last year, and yes, I'm disappointed because I really want to take my first victory this year, and yes, I miss a few watts since the beginning of the week because I'm sick, and it's a watt who missed in the final.
Oh shit, man. Ceres, he was incredibly fast. He took like 3 or 4 meters and the gap kept the same. And then on the top, I was so totally empty that Titoan, which I battled with in France as well in another race, and he passed me on the last like 1 meter. And today, fucked up, he did it again. So I definitely have to take some revenge in the future. But after all, 3rd place today in these conditions, I'm happy.
I was very nervous. There was a lot of pressure. I won last year here, so I had another victory in my mind, and I succeeded. The results of the second race of this championship with Ceres, Peregagné and Van Eck on the podium. And the female podium with another Norwegian win and Ingrid Bo Jacobsen.
Relief, absolutely. It's there's a lot of tension, and you kind of go all in, and then you have to relax and do completely nothing, and then you have to go all in once more and do that all the way to the finals. So it's exhausting, but oh, so much fun. That's part of the game.
After 2 World Cup races, Bo Jacobsen is on top. Holmgaard is second, Closure third. Standing man after 2 races with Ceres and Van Eck in the lead, ex aequo. I'm happy that I've taken the lead again in the standing and that I won this race for the 2nd time. And now we're gonna celebrate and enjoy the victory. See you in grass, end of July. Bye-bye.